Hi there, and welcome to this week's acting vlog called Adjusting the Valve. Now, this week was really cool, and I very much enjoyed this week because we had a really cool play, cool scene from a play called The Effect, and I feel it was, kind of like a character role. It is kind of a character role. We're still working on it. That is has close characteristics of who I am as a person, and that I kind of like can link with and identify with within these given circumstances. So I really enjoyed reading the script. I really enjoyed the character who, oh my gosh, is also called Tristan. What a coincidence. Um, and, obviously not one-on-one same, but quite a few things with which I identified and really could like dock with. And it was really, really great to explore that. Now, in my last vlog, I did say, for me, in order to really just be in the scene and just play and be present, I need to have my lines down and know the story. So that was really important for me to focus on and do that, and I did, and I felt that really allowed me to go in directly with that level, not once being like, oh, what is my line now? And we, nearly every time actually kind of like got not lost, but like, either dropped the line or my co-partner or I didn't know what the next line was, and didn't feel stuck and didn't feel like, oh no, I don't know what to say next, like just kind of like improved out of it and then led into the next, and that was great because it didn't matter, it was like, I know what I'm trying to say and I know what my theme is, well, this is how I'm going to lead into that. So that was really cool, and it was, all in all, it was cool to see, but I'll get to that. So just want to say a few points. It was really good. Fern was saying, breathe, listen. How does that feel? How does that make me feel? What I hear, and then take action, speak. And I actually remember learning that from my wife, being a psychologist, saying that, that's like in real life. You take something in, you think about it, how does it hit you, how does that make you feel, does it trigger you, and then you speak and you act and take action. And that's, that's what it is, it's real life. And the same way as we don't know in real life what the other person's gonna say, well, oh my gosh, it's the same in a scene, right? You just gotta go in and you can't be prepared. You know what you want to say and maybe how you want to say it, but then depending on what the person says, that might affect you and you feel different. So it's kind of like having the base color and then not knowing how that'll mix with the other person's color, and what are you going to paint. And just as we try and create something when we speak to somebody as well, like we're trying to create a conversation. And I like the idea of when rehearsing, when actually learning lines, to really play around with that and actually try working in the space. Don't learn your lines sitting. Fern was saying that, and I was like, that's really cool. I normally can't do it, but I also sometimes just learn lines sitting, but I do feel that's very true. It's like, try and start feeling the space, and how do your lines feel moving in a space, like how do you physically bring those lines out, because they're coming out of your body, how does that change when you move differently, and then delivering a line in a dialogue, how does that how does that make me feel, and delivering the next line. So really just kind of like going a line, blah, 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 you know, how am I thinking, what I'm thinking about, and then, oh, where does that leave me? Boom, into the next line, see what that does. And it was very interesting watching the co-actors do their scenes, and I noticed a few things, that were interesting because they kept on reoccurring, and they keep on coming back to the other things that we're trying to incorporate: vocals, voice, and body, and awareness of space. And so, like, a lot of times it was like, being aware of what volume are you speaking in, what space you're in. Are you doing for film? Are you doing theatre? Yes. But even when you're doing film, are you just speaking on one level all the time, or do you raise your volume? Do you lower your volume? What are you trying to achieve? And not just kind of like playing an idea of like, yes, my character is calm, so I will speak all the time calmly because that's who I am. There's still levels you can find in that. I feel, and knowing your space. Like, is this your place? Are you in a space that you don't know? Are you comfortable? Are you uncomfortable? That's going to affect your physicality. If you're opposite someone, how well do you know them? Are you comfortable with them? Are you uncomfortable with them? That's all going to affect you. Obviously, how you engage, and then awareness of the full body. Yeah, so many people were like just acting just at the top, and you could see like they were actually playing a serious, quite intense scene, and they had their legs crossed, and it's just like you're clearly not being affected by what either you're saying or someone else is saying, because you're crossing your legs, and it's not a character choice. It's a I, the actor, I'm kind of like just delivering my lines, and that was so interesting. And even with pointing it out and doing the scene again, sure enough, crossed legs again. So again, this awareness didn't drop in, and also with pointing out and redirection, it's the body awareness wasn't there. That taking that in is like, oh, okay, I got to make a change. I got to make a shift. Can't tell me that people are so engrossed that they forgot themselves, that they didn't realize, maybe I got to uncross my legs, or I'm doing this again. Interesting. Then, be comfortable with props. If you're a smoker and you've never smoked before, don't obviously start smoking, but borrow either a cigarette off someone, or watch people smoking. They're all around you. Like, how do people smoke? If you got a friend, really take them in. How do they smoke? Maybe hold a cigarette, maybe take a puff or not. And same thing, obviously, with if you're drinking alcohol, you don't have to become an alcoholic, but maybe smell it. Maybe take a sip. How does that taste? How does that feel? How does it feel in your hand? So really, it's not particularly being like a method actor, but if you can get as close to an experience, like I know that's for me. I feel that way. Like, I like to try and get as close to the experience as I can, and maybe not, if I'm being a homeless person, sleep 3 days out on a park bench, but how else could I find an experience that is close to that? Maybe not brush my teeth for 3 days, but you know what I mean. So if you can, why not? If it's simple adjustments like that, give it a go. Really, really good. Try wearing the clothes, maybe, if you can, like a uniform or things like that, maybe. For myself as well, I know that helps me often connect to it better. If I chew gum all the time, or I actually at home, when I'm learning the lines, actually do maybe like smoke a cigarette or so if the character's smoking a cigarette. It just allows you to play more with it. And know your space. Like, know where you are, know what's around you, and yeah. Oh, again, knowing your space. Yes. Like, what is the scene telling you? If the scene is telling you, your ex partner's come in, wants to see your young child or your baby, um, like, what pressure does that put on? It's like me now. I'm doing a vlog. I know my baby's sleeping next door. Um, I don't want her to wake up because, then we're gonna have to try and resettle her, and my wife's gonna be angry because she's asleep. And I woke her because I was too loud, and all those things. And this is like in a good scenario. So what if like my ex-girlfriend, who's the mother of the child, had suddenly rocked up and was half drunk and wanted to get back into the family? I don't think I'd be like blah 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 blah. um, yeah, like but also what how Wayne was saying as well. Maybe imaginary circumstances and adjustments. If you need to do that, like maybe create something for yourself and have that as the pressure on it to raise the stakes. Like the stakes in this video are so high. Woo. Yeah. So, yeah, just be truthful. Like also, if you're doing something in the scene, do it. If you're writing something down, don't scribble. Do it. Write. And because you then notice how long does that take you? How much time does that take? Does that then create more space for the character? And yeah, so coming to our scene, it was really good fun. Really enjoyed doing it with my co-actress. And first time was great. Actually, it was a musical, it turned out, because we both were moving around the space. But I was like, my mate filmed it, and it was so funny. I was just like, and enjoyable. But yeah, wow, there was a lot going on there. We were very busy, and great redirection. Thank you. Be like, yep, pull it back. Let's not break out into song, which was great but it was cool because I wasn't worried about my lines. Yes, I was totally overdoing it and like gesturing and everything, but we were having a good time, and so it was good to have that redirection and be like, okay, now let's pull that back. And coming to the title of the vlog, adjusting the valve, generally a big thing for me that I not particularly struggle with, but I do have to learn and be reminded of. So sometimes I will shoot into one direction, and have to learn to like pull back. And yeah, so that was this case. But I feel we actually got it better. The second time round was still quite. I was doing a lot with my hands. I was like very like doing like circles back and forth. Like. And which was okay, and I toned it down, but it was it wasn't bad, but still I'd say if I had to redirect myself, I'd say tone it back even more, like hold that all in, because when you then find moments where you do that, it's so much more engaging, because it's a bit it's kind of like it starts becoming a broken record, and even visually, like just as a viewer, it saturates, and you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, it takes away. I think it takes away power, maybe, if that's what you're after, like the power play. And there was something. Oh yeah, I felt I was listening, but there were still a few moments where I kind of like I wasn't. I was waiting for the line, and there was like some part in the middle where I really felt that, like I really we had a real good back and forth, and then my co-actress was like delivering her line, and I kind of like had an expectancy of like how she was going to say it, and then I just kind of like waited for her to finish to then be like, and now my line. And and it's so funny how it then, even for yourself, you just feel so untruthful, like you really go like, whoa, oh, I'm out of the scene, and then you kind of like bring yourself back in, and move on, which is, yeah, that's good. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be thrown out. Was interesting, but really so much fun, like moving around the space and seeing the space. And we had even though we hadn't spoken about it, we kind of like just decided something physical had to come in, and agreed on that. But that allowed us both to find the same into the scene. So yeah, it was good, and it ended on a really nice note with like a kind of like a close to a kiss, which she then went away, and we had like that awkward moment, and I ended up kissing the wall. But yeah, it was cool. I really want to explore it more, and it's a very, very cool little scene. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just when like things kind of like fall into place, like it just really, that's when you can just enjoy and have a good time. That's like, I guess that's what we're all here for. Don't What else are you doing for, really? Yeah, just throw yourself into it, and just do it. Mm. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'll leave you on that, and wish you a good night. Didn't win my baby. The steaks were good. And next we'll be discovering what animal we are. Have a good night.